mic muted.
All right, we're starting. Previously in the GodBreaking, a group of heroes, fated heroes, one might say, has been making their its way through, even making their way through the Feywild, through the twists and turns and all the weird, emotionalities of the Feywild. And the emotionality hit its peak last session as you guys encountered the Tempers. Huge bursts of emotional overflow. These creatures, these ancient creatures that were formed, with the beginning of sentient life. However many eons ago, they found you, drawn to you by the threads of fate that are woven through your destinies, and they wanted to test you. They wanted to see what you were made of, if you were worthy of continuing, if you were worthy of the calling that they perceived in you. So they stripped away everything, and basically just, like how in Doctor Strange, the ancient one can pop you into your astral form. The tempers here popped you into your base emotional form, and they gave you a simple test: cross a river. And you guys battled it out and argued it out and found ways to work together in spite of your surging emotions, and managed to sort of accomplish the goal. But the way in which you'd done it compelled the tempers to convince the tempers to allow you forward. So they did. They surged you onward, and now you guys find yourself in a land that is, in this world, many. It's on the other side of the plane, very distant from where you started, from Illubrian, the land of the Fey elves. Now you are at the foot of Yggdrasil. Renly, you've been here before. In fact, you spent much of your time in the Feywild, much of your budding academic years traveling this place and coming here. This is as close to the tree as you've gotten, but you've managed. You're familiar with this area.
We're back, baby.
Looking around, you hear a voice say to you, "Back? Back? That seems to imply that you belong. Who goes there? Step out of the light. I can't see you. You're too bright."
I huddle under a rock or a branch.
As you do that, you hear a voice say, "Well, I'll be. Would you look at that? By me very spose, it's Renly." And
I look at the spores around me, not sure which one we're talking about.
kind of creeping from underneath some brush, you see this creature. This is Calibard. He's a Drigbloom. He's a Drigbloom warrior. He's smaller than you. He comes up to about your knee.
I raise my staff and just tip it against my head, hey.
"Hello, Renly," he says. "It's been a quite long while." He says, "What brings you back here?"
Not quite so pleasant tidings, to be honest, but it is good to see you. Also, have you met my friends? No, you haven't, but let me introduce them.
As your friends pop out, he puffs his chest up and crosses his arms and makes himself look very important.
"This is Calibard Drigbloom," and I try to say it in a very he is an important person kind of way. And this is Veldorn, Elwin, Deimos, Adis. Just You know, Pete.
Be they pilgrims? Have they come to see the tree?
Wait, see, you said see, right? Not save. Yeah. You're definitely here to see the tree, though. We do have questions too, because the world, as always, is in danger, and we're trying to save it.
I think he
Right.
said save.
He said see the tree.
Oh.
Yeah. He says, right. Well, unfortunately, he says, there'll be no seeing the tree today.
Why not?
Well, you see, um, the tree's in a bit of a, is indisposed at this moment. Probably be done with being indisposed in about 100 years or so. Come back then, please.
That doesn't make sense to me. The tree is right there.
Is you understand why the salad is talking? I have never seen the salad talk.
As you can see, my friend is very ill in the sense that he needs to visit the tree to feel better because his voice is breaking up, as you can see.
Damn.
Right. Broken in the head, that one.
Yep. And seeing the tree would mean so much in the way that if it's blooming, we can stay away from the blooming part and at least read it in the other parts. Like, even if, I'm sure not all of it is in, reclusion for 100 years, right?
He says, well, them's me orders. Comes right from the top. So, if you want to see the tree and if you're looking for an exception or something like that, you'll have to talk to the boss.
And I look up at the top of the tree. I'm like, boss, you there?
No. You know, the old man.
I know, but is he on top of the tree at the moment, or is he somewhere else?
No, he's in the village.
Oh,
The Drigblooms, they have villages at the base of the tree, and they're kind of underground. They live amongst the roots.
oh, yes. Oh, it's been a very long trip that has been quite confusing. I'm sorry. And I look in the opposite direction at the ground, and I squint.
He's looking around at the rest of you guys. He says, pilgrims, eh? I hate pilgrims. Always coming causing trouble.
Well, we're not going to be exceptions here.
He says, well, fortunate for you, I don't make the decisions. All I do is keep out the riffraff. Renly, since you had the trust of the elders, if you want to come to the village, I suppose I'll have to take you.
Oh, thank you.
Gonna have to riffraff.
Jesus,
As I look at Renly,
you in specific, Feldorn, he's kind of like eyeing at you. He's watching you. He says, you. I don't trust you.
no,
You have
I
a
trust
stench
you.
about you.
Yeah,
You have a stench about you. I don't like it.
it's Kelly's stench.
Feldorn lifts up one leg and farts.
He says, he sniffs in the air. He's like, well, he says, if you keep doing that, I might let you in and proves the aroma about you.
Indeed, it does.
Feldorn does it again, but lifts up the opposite leg.
He chuckles a bit. He says, "Ha ha ha." He says, "Let it not be said that you peoples, there's nothing good about you." He looks around, and you see him wave off. He says, "Oh, Brab, stop being so ornery. We don't need to kill him. This is Renly." You see him shouting up into the trees.
I squint up like, who was he referring to?
And then you realize that wrapped amongst the trees, there's a whole network of fungus, right? As you look up, and it begins to move around, unravel itself a bit, but it's massive. It towers over all of you guys. Its canopy was like it comes pulling together from amongst the treescape. You know, a massive fungus just towering over all of you.
Oi, fungi! You look like a fun guy.
It just kind of like sits there and you know, murmurs a little bit. And Calibard says to you, "Right, he says not to be up to any funny business, or he'll have to squash you."
Oh, don't worry, we won't.
That sounds legit. Okay.
Okay, he says. Well, we'll be escorting you to the village. Brab, keep an eye out. He says. This one, he points to you, Feldorn. He says, this one's fishy.
Yeah, I think it was that cod I ate yesterday.
He jokes too. I knew I didn't like you.
I knew I didn't like you either.
He pops around and he begins to walk in front of you guys. And you know he's got very short legs, but he puffs himself up and he's kind of strutting off into like this underbrush area where there's a small entrance into the ground.
Don't mind him. We just had a bit of a run-in with the Tempers, and he's still got some of the fun guy vibes going on.
He says, Tempers? Huh? You survived the Tempers?
Oh, it was interesting. Well, really, it was all Elwyn, and I point towards Elwyn. He saved all our necks.
So well, that's nice. Tempers know not to mess with us. Otherwise, they'll incur the wrath of the tree.
I know, right? Damn it.
Right.
What do we have to do to get that, like, coverage? Like insurance? Like, do we have to, like, do anything?
Oh, come back in 100 years or so when the tree is ready to talk.
Sure.
Told you, the tree's indisposed at the moment.
So what's wrong with the tree?
You are,
Pregnant?
it's not for me to say.
Did
Yes.
Renly sleep with it and give it an STD?
You know me, I just fight things. It's my job to cut things up, beat them, smack them with me spores.
If something's in
I don't-
bloom, you don't deal with that sort of stuff.
Right.
See, okay, yeah, pregnant.
No. I don't know. He keeps walking, and you guys see him walk into a tunnel in the ground. It's a small tunnel for about his size. Renly, it comes up to your knee. For the rest of you guys, it's like shin high, like a quarter way up your shin. Probably, we'll call it halfway up your shin. It's like a foot tall at most.
I cough at Calibard. And
He turns around.
to get in there without being smushed.
You're the ones with all the power, making all this ruckus, throwing the Tempers about, having the Lords of the Fae and the Old Ones all up in arms. I figured you can decipher how to get through a little Jigbloom tunnel on your own. Hurry up! He turns around and continues to walk into the little tunnel.
Turn into a cat and follow him.
Okay.
Yeah, Feldorn follows.
How do you you're way too big.
Oh, I'm too big to follow in there?
Yeah, it's a tiny tunnel. Brab is staying behind, just overshadowing all of you, just looming over all of you. And with Calibard gone, you can feel Brab getting less and less trustful of you.
I sigh, I wave a hand, and I turn the rest of everyone into cats as well, and then I turn into a cat. Let's go.
What do you use
Beast
to
shaping.
do that? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you all shape yourselves into cats. Deimos, what kind of cat do you turn into? Uh-oh. Is Deimos
You can type,
out of this?
Deimos! Type!
He might not be functional.
Houston, we have a problem! Oh no.
Keep working on your shit, Deimos. You can log into Discord on your phone
Yes!
if you need to.
Wait, are we just talking into the ether like can he even hear?
I don't know. Deimos, we can't hear you.
I don't even think he can hear us.
So you guys all turn into Renly shapes you all into cats, and you travel through this this underground tunnel network. As you're going, Calabar keeps talking about the greatness of the Drigbloom culture, about the villages, how they've grown, how well they're doing, how he's gone up through the ranks and become like the foremost warrior in all of Drigbloomdom. How Old Fae and even some of the other great other great rulers are paying homage to the Drigblooms, and he's certain it's because of his battle prowess. And he's just regaling you with stories of his power and his conquests and all that stuff.
I'm looking around, and is this like a tunnel made out of the roots of a tree, or is it just like earth?
It's earth, and there's roots interwoven and all around you. It's kind of moist, very, very hospitable to a fungus.
Alrighty.
Can you guys hear me now?
Very damp.
Yes,
Now
we
we
can.
can.
Yeah,
That's
there you go.
We'll see if it fucks up. I turned off a bunch of shit.
You turn off the porn download.
Dude, I wish.
Be honest.
Oh, man. Be sweet.
Actually,
Be honest.
clear now,
No.
yeah.
No, I just totally just turned off a bunch of shit. So let's see if my job turns it back on again.
It's clear now, but you're a lot quieter.
Holy shit, with a
Yeah,
fucking
it's okay.
gross boy.
We'll have to live with it.
Are a cat now.
All right. Yeah, you all get turned into cats, and you're going through this tunnel network.
Oh, fuck yeah, I won.
All right. You guys are traveling on, and your feline senses, you start getting like cats have like a sense for danger, and you guys can feel start to feel a little bit on edge, like something bad is coming.
Oh boy.
Calibard is still talking about how he's won many duels, how the greatest warriors from all around the Feywild have come here, and he's defeated them all in single combat.
I pat him on the shoulder with my paw, and then I point towards the thing that's giving me bad vibes.
You pat him, and he spins around, and he jumps and startles. He goes, ah! Right?
Meow,
And
meow.
he bumps into the wall, and he bounces off for a second. Then he catches his composure, crosses his arms, shakes his sword, his big sword around. Well, it's really not really a sword. It's like for you guys, it's a small sword, small dagger. And he says, "What? I wasn't surprised. I knew you were gonna do that. What seems to be the trouble, Renly?"
I'm pointing my paw out at the area that the bad juju is giving us feelings, and I'm just going meow.
He looks over into the darkness and he says, "Oh, there's nothing over there."
Meow.
He says, "You must be seeing things. This place is completely safe. I know because I'm here, and nothing would dare mess with me." And as he's talking, suddenly this thing pops out from the darkness behind him,
I swipe at it.
and you swipe at it and you smack it and it goes bouncing off the wall, bopping around, and then you see its face, and Calibar sees this, and you guys see this hideous looking face, and you guys shriek and scream a little bit and jump backwards. Calibar screams too because he's startled.
Would you just take his mask off or something? I'm so funny as a kid.
Well, this is what you see. He's smaller than Calibard. He's like half Calibard's size. Calibard goes, ah! Right, and he jumps backward, and you see him grab the edge of the handle of his blade. Then he says, and he stands back up. He puffs himself back up. He says, "Wemlock!" He says, "What are you doing?" He says, "I told you not to be bothering me while I'm on official business." Wemlock is just looking there, and he's just like gray and drooling and just like shuddering a bit. Renly, you remember Wemlock. Wemlock was not supposed to look like this. There's something horribly wrong with Wemlock.
Oh my god. What does he normally look like? What do I recall normally?
He looked like a much healthier than he does now.
Bigger or the
like
same size?
He was the same size, but he's gray. He's emaciated. You can see he's like his body there's like rot.
The zombified mushroom. Okay.
Calibard says to you, he says, it's just a skin condition. Nothing to be worried about." The village, the jig blooms are fine. The village is fine. The tree is fine. Nothing to worry about. Wemlock, get out of here!" And you see him scampering, and he like gives Wemlock a little kick, and Wemlock squeaks and goes running back off into the darkness.
Before Wemlock disappears, I'm gonna use Aurelian on my head, to cast what do you call it, telepathic bond between all of us, and I'm going to be like, Wemlock, is that you? Telepathically.
As it's going off into the darkness, you just hear in his mind. You touch his mind just a bit, and you feel a garble of emotions and thoughts. It's very simple, very crude urges. Eat, flee, scared, hunger, that kind of stuff.
Okay, down to the base elements. Okay. Oh boy. How long has that been happening?
What's happening?
I mean,
Wemlock, he's always been a little dipshit.
he never looked like that, and I kind of envisioned Wemlock when he was holding Hardy. I'm like, he looked like that before.
Nonsense. He must have just eaten something, just absorbed some bad biomatter,
From the tree.
No, the tree's fine. How could that be possible?
Okay, let's make our way to the village. Quick. I kind of push him on
Right.
the back.
That's what I've been saying. He turns around and continues walking.
I start chasing him down, sort of, to speed him up.
Okay. So are you guys any of you guys doing anything or acting in any certain way, checking anything while you guys are traveling?
Eldor,
You guys have about half an hour of walking.
are we close to the tree?
A tree is so huge, hard to gain perspective, especially at this size. But you begin to perceive that you're amongst its furthest root structures.
And the Fey Queen wanted a branch, right?
She wanted a petal from the blossom, the new blossom of the world tree. Remember, the world tree only blossoms once every 100,000 years.
Okay. Yeah, Feldor is just kind of looking around to see if maybe he could sneak off to go do that.
Okay.
Deimos is gonna use his mind with his muscles and his brain to read where the problem in the tree is.
Okay. Roll a perception check, Deimos. When you're in cat form, do you have to use a cat stats?
Yes.
Well, when Deimos is in cat form, I'd assume that Deimos is already in tune with the cat, so he actually should have heightened powers at this point. So, just because of that, I'll roll an advantage. Plus guidance. Just
I would put this
there we
on.
go.
I would put this in Discord because this is what I feel Deimos cat looks like.
He's a beefy boy.
As Deimos as a cat.
Cat. A chunky cat. Renly, are your cats fat? Don't lie.
No, my cat is really short and kind of walking kind of off, but it's good.
Okay.
My mom had to put one of her cats down.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah, the cat had feline HIV or
Oh,
FIV.
no.
Wait, that's a thing?
Yes.
Yeah.
Really prevalent too.
Mhm.
It's actually HIV. It jumped to cats.
It's a
was there
different
first.
strain of HIV. It can't infect humans, but it is prevalent in cats.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Which I remember reading somewhere that it could infect humans, and I got really scared because this cat, it basically had a seizure, and my mom had the cat in the lap because my mom doesn't know any better. And when the cat woke up, it bit my mom.
Ah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
Deimos, fortunately for you, cats do have advantage on perception checks.
That's why I did it.
Okay. So Deimos, you're smelling around, and you smell a rodent nearby.
That's ridiculous. I'm gonna check that shit out.
Okay. Are you gonna branch off? You see a tunnel that branches off, and your what do you call it? Your party is going off in another direction. This one goes kind of veers off to the left.
Alright, guys. I'll let him know that I'm 100% cash money. That I'm gonna go down this hole. Because Deimos thinks that there's something that he can do in this hole.
Okay.
Okay, so Deimos is going off in a different direction. Wait, where did Feldorn go? Feldorn! I call out through the mind thing.
Veldon, are you with your party, or have you wandered off?
No, I haven't wandered off yet.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
You guys continue on. You hear some underneath the ground. There's actually a fair bit of noise, as all kinds of creatures live underneath the ground. And remember, the Feywild is kind of an extension of the material plane. So some of the creatures, the worms and the insects that you see around here, they're variations of what happens in the on Earth, so to speak. But they're off. They're different, and the emotions that work their way through the Feywild are, they're tempered underground, but they still everything moves a little bit slower, sluggishly, but they still come in bursts. So there's moments when you all feel like a little bit giddy, or a little further on, things are a little bit down and drab and sad, that kind of stuff. It's not enough to actually affect you, but it's just light sensations, light inclinations.
Now,
Go on.
is Deimos actually leaving us to go check out the rats?
Guys, I told you I found a tunnel. And I'm gonna go in the tunnel. Because
Okay.
I'm kind of sure that everyone in that tunnel wants to be friends with Tempest, who is not my guy, who is a really good friend of Deimos.
Oh my god. Okay, we will wait a minute while you do that. and hope you come back intact.
Okay, Deimos, you're off in your side tunnel, right? And you sense movement ahead of you. What do you do? Like close, like within a couple feet of you.
Deimos hides. Ready
Okay.
to strike.
All right, you're starting to prowl.
Fuck yeah, I'm wiggling my butthole and everything.
All right, you're stalking up on this thing. Roll me a stealth check.
Oh fuck, I'm gonna stealth the fuck out of this thing. Let me have stealthy Deimos. I'm a fucking stealth god.
Okay. The motion in front of you stops. You can tell that whatever's in front of you you're not sure if it's seen you, but maybe it's suspicious. Maybe something. Its behavior has changed slightly, right? But it's not. There's no frantic movement. There's no running. There's no hissing. There's no sound or anything like that.
Okay, yes, classic thing that people do when I'm about to hand them the most courageous thing they'll ever see. And I fucking jump out and I slap a pamphlet in this motherfucker's hand.
All right, so you jump out. Roll me a dexterity check.
I'm fucking great at those. Fucking, oh shit.
You have
I'm
a
not
dex
as-
of 15.
I'm fucking dodgy as fuck, boys.
All right, you jump out, and you're in cat form. You hiss and you pounce. You leap out, and you see a flash of like shiny reflective what do you call it, streak in the air, and you see a flap of red material, right? And you take 3 points of damage as something scratches across your nose.
What the fuck
There's
He's
a-
no longer a cat.
There's a move.
Right, they scratched Deimos' nose.
There's a flurry of movement, and whatever it is just tears off down the tunnel in front of you.
No, a Deimos cast. Hold new friend.
Meaning you
All right.
grab it once you turn back into Deimos and
Yeah,
are
I'm
stuck.
fucking grabbing the shit out of this motherfucker.
Hold on. Let's see. How many hit points does a cat have?
2.
1,000,000.
2?
I'm invincible.
It has 2
Oh!
hit points. So,
Oh,
yeah,
cats have 2 hit points. Deimos, you full on. You feel your body beginning to the polymorph spell, the B-shaped spell, is broken, and you feel your body reverting to human form. In just about a second, you're either going to be crushed underground, or you and your body are going to go to war with the rock and dirt around you,
Did
and
you
just
say
for occupying the same
all
space.
the rocks and dirts? It looks
What do you
like
choose to
rocks
do?
and dirts are gonna fucking lose, motherfucker.
All right, are you going to do anything as your polymorph spell is falling off you?
Deimos is gonna channel divinity, which will whatever was coming towards me is gonna miss. With more God's blessing.
All right, and doing what?
I'm using that to narrowly dodge that thing that was gonna hit me in the fucking face.
So you
It hit you
spell
already.
cat.
You
Oh, then I
took 3
won't do
damage.
that. Then easy peasy. Watch this bad boy right here. I'm gonna use, instead of turn undead, I'm gonna turn myself more into a cat because I'm quite in tune with cats.
All right, roll a charisma check.
All right.
You are trying to go meow as a human now. Okay.
There's the connect.
All right.
Oh, not bad, Deimos.
The rest of you guys. All right, so Deimos, you cast shape change into cat on yourself. The rest of you guys, I don't know, 20 feet away down a different tunnel. You hear? Are you still telepathically linked?
Oh yeah.
You hear in your cat brains, right? You hear Deimos going meow, meow, right? But it's not cat language. It's a human going meow, meow, in English, in common tongue.
Fucking flawless. This boy's on point.
All right.
Oh, you fucked up, bro. Okay. I'm going to go down the tunnel and polymorph him and back into a cat.
So you turn around, Renly. You say, Calabar continues to talk, and you stop moving, and he pauses as you start retreating. He turns around and says, "Oh, Renly, what's up? Where you going?"
Deimos is stuck. He's like caused a kind of a blockage.
Yeah, there's been a mild earthquake as the ground had shook, and you could feel like a huge like shock, not shockwave, but like tremor in the earth.
I'm just raising a paw down that direction, so I'm sort of like completely frozen, but one paw up. If he can see my eyes, he can see me rolling them.
Yeah, Calabar says, "Damn it, fine, I'll be right here. Don't be long."
Yep, I polymorph him and I go, what the heck was that?
Okay, you rush back. You go back down the tunnel, and you see Deimos, in human form, in an extremely tight fetal position. Surround like his body like covered, just impact. Like he's compressed the earth and the dirt and the rocks around him. Deimos, you took 43 points of damage, expanding yourself into the rocks around you and
You're
dirt.
saying the world took 43 points of Deimos damage?
Deimos,
doing good, yeah,
take a
good.
deep breath, and I pull out my claws and I swipe his butt and I polymorph him into a cat.
Can you shrink me? Can you just do that?
You're looking for Ada for Elwyn for that.
Never mind, I'm a cat already. Okay, you guys won't believe this, but something, I think, scratched my nose like an asshole.
I scratched your butt, but okay, something scratched your nose. Did you see what it was? You have dark vision, right?
Yeah, I can see everything, but I like to make it so hard on myself. But yeah, it was like a silvery thing with some red crab on it.
Uh, Calabar, do you know what that is? I'm going to be going back to Calabar.
Calibard is off on his waiting
Oh no, we're
impatiently
telepathically
in the tunnel.
connected, right? So, because we can't actually speak right now, we're just speaking through the bond.
Oh, your bond is a Calibard too.
Yeah, I casted with Calabar when we were turning into cats, so it's us plus Calabar.
All right. Calibard's like, fuck if I know. Hurry up.
Hey,
Hey, Calibard's an asshole.
Veldorn, you sneak off.
You're not wrong, Veldorn, and plus I don't realize that you're not with us as I keep walking.
Is he Owen's cat? That's cute.
Oh my god, tuxedo. Oh yes, yes, yes.
Okay. You guys get back to the tunnel, and you see Calibard is sitting there tapping one of his appendages, his mushroom kind of. They don't really. I guess they kind of have legs, right? Tapping one of his mushroom feet on the ground. Well, took you long enough. All ready to go?
Let's hurry. Okay, time for a little bit of a jog or a sprint. Okay, guys? Okay, get ready. Stretch, stretch. Maybe a cat nap? No, no cat nap. Okay, 1, 2, go! And I start pushing Calabar forward as I sprint.
All right, you guys continue on. Calibard is he's not appreciating the hurrying, but he continues to talk to you about how he's also as not just the greatest warrior in all of Drigbloomdom, but also the fastest runner.
Alright, so left, right, which way?
So he continues to lead you. You're moving along a little bit more quickly now. Feldorn is gone. Feldorn has gone off on his own into the darkness. After about 10 more minutes of quick walking, you guys arrive at a very damp, humid cavern, right? And when I say cavern, I mean more like a room, but to the mushrooms, the Drigblooms, it's a big area.
So steam room, okay.
Yeah, and all around you, you see mushrooms growing in the ground, and they're talking. You can tell this is how their young they're grown, right? Once they reach a certain age, they can break off and start walking around. But until then, until they reach adolescence, they're stationary. But they're talking. You're greeted by some of them. There's a couple other Drigblooms there. This is like the nursery.
Do we see any with that kind of weird disease that Wolmok had?
Roll perception.
Alrighty. Oh, we have advantage on this, right?
Yes. Yes. It's hard, right? But you see often throughout every one out of every 5 Drigbloom children are showing patches of rot on their skin somewhere.
I will look towards one of like the midwives or one of the people taking care of the children and be like, I'll point to the ones who are kind of off, and I'll be like, how long has this been happening?
She looks at you and says, "Yes, dearie." Says, "Oh, how long has what been happening?"
I point towards the patch on the one of the kids.
"Oh, that's nothing. That's just a bit of dirt."
Dirt that does not come off.
Well, it's hard to give a little baby mushroom a bath. They're stuck to the ground after all. Ho 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 ho.
Oh, I can help with that. Would you like me to wash all of them and then we can...
No. They're in the middle of their studies.
Okay, when is
Don't
that
be
time?
silly. Oh, sometime when they've reached adolescence, you know.
When can I give them bath time today?
Well, you'll have to teach. You have to talk to the headmaster for that.
Okay, so It sounds like, guys, have you noticed that there seems to be some kind of mass, brainwashing happening, people?
Hey,
Guys?
yeah, we're ready.
I look at everyone
Um,
behind me like, have they gone on mute? Oh my gosh!
Calibar is there.
I see one of them licking their butt. Okay, okay, enough bathing.
Is there enough room here for a human-sized person?
It would you'd if you're crouching, and it'd be hard for you not to step on like a baby mushroom or something.
But if I crouch and just stay still, I'd be fine.
I'd have to ask you to roll a dexterity check to see if you
Someone
can
kill baby
revert
mushrooms.
Do it.
and not step on any of the little baby mushrooms.
Then I'll revert laying down in the tunnel.
All right. You do that, and your body expands. You guys feel another shudder in the ground, vibrations. A couple of the baby mushrooms sway, and they're like, ah. They're like it's like a roller coaster ride for them. Uh,
I hiss at
Adis.
Adis and run away.
And then I cast.
Adis, you take 47 points of damage,
That's fine.
and so does the earth.
That's fine.
Do it, guys. Yes,
Then
we're
I
fucking
cast
this
Charm
earth up.
Monster on the creature that Renly was talking to.
The lady mushroom,
Uh-huh.
the lady drink bloom, the teacher.
Yep.
Okay, so you're charming her, so she becomes friendly to you, right?
Yep. She gets a save.
Okay.
It's 57.
Oh yeah, she's not gonna pass that.
Not
All right.
20. Oh my god, that was so close.
Try again, Renly. Try again, Renly.
And she's aghast at first as she sees this huge thing appear. You hear all the little baby mushrooms go, ah! It seems like a ride to them. Their scream is not one of fright, but it's one more of like excitement and awe at what's happening in the cavern.
Yeah, it's like, wee!
You have actually kind of compromised the integrity of the tunnel a little bit. So when you revert, there will be some some dirt and rocks that are falling. But for the time being, you're holding it up with your body. The teacher blinks a little bit, and she goes, "Oh, Renly, I recognize you.
Yeah, dear, what has been happening? Why are people...
Why didn't you tell me who you are in the first place?"
Because I thought you knew me on site. And plus, quick, tell me what's been going on with these kids. Like, and I point towards the patches.
Oh, it's just it's it's well, it's just been popping up lately. It's taken some, and unfortunately, in the young, it kind of stunts their growth a bit, and we lose some of them after a while. In adults, they tend to live. Their bodies are hardy enough that it changes them, but they stay alive. The younguns, they're not quite strong enough sometimes.
Any idea what's caused it? Like,
We don't know. That the village elders are all in a fluster. We think it's the tree. We think something's wrong with the tree.
oh no.
The tree seems to not be giving off the same energy. And we Drigblooms, we feed off the tree. We live because of the tree.
Indeed, and so whatever's affecting that, y'all are also singing yourselves now. Okay, let's see if we can get this worked out. Okay, um, you know, you do what you do. You're doing the best you can, really. And I
Right.
pat you
Oh,
on her on the shoulder.
please don't tell them that I told you. We're not supposed to talk about it to outsiders, and we're actually not supposed to talk about it amongst ourselves either.
Yep, nope, no worries on that point.
Thank you, Renly.
I nod, and then
And she
Renly, ask who told them that.
yeah, was that the headmaster, by the way, or the boss?
Right, yeah. The village elder. He he's terribly embarrassed about it all. He doesn't want anyone to know.
village elder, dot dot dot, and I'm like trying. I know his name, and I'm just like,
Jovi. His name's
oh,
Jovi.
okay, yes. I'll nod, and while doing this, I'm going to use Aurelian to cast a spell, which is to check about poison and disease in the area, because I'm trying to see if anything gets identified from the children and all.
I'm also going to cast Foresight on Rinley.
Okay. So Riley has advantage on everything. For the duration, you can sense the presence of location of poisonous creatures, and diseases within 30 feet of you.
I will spark this because I have a feeling it's not going to be normal kind of.
Yeah, definitely.
So I'm just gonna, because I want to be.
Roll your spark.
Oh wait, hold on. 1d6.
Oh.
So it's 2.
Midas.
Okay. Yeah.
I had to actually cast that at 4th level, so can I hit a homeboy with it too?
Who? Calibard?
Yeah.
Okay, sure. He is foresighted as well.
No, with the charm.
Oh, charm.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay. Renly, you, even though you're in cat form, there's still your mind is still you, and your cat eyes start to glaze over blue, and an awakened light dimly shines, and it changes your vision. All around you, you see earth and the small toadstool mushrooms Calibard off in the distance, and you see movement around you. But then all of a sudden, you see the flow of reality beneath all of that, beneath the layers of matter and energy and life around you. You see the flow of what everything consists of, beyond even the weave.
Mm-hmm.
You reach below all that, and you tap into the life force, and you cast your spell, detect poison and disease.
Mm-hmm.
And you can feel it now. You see the life force brightly shining in each of these creatures around you. You even see in the walls, and you can see like X-ray vision. It looks like heat vision almost through the walls. You see creatures moving off in the distance, and through several layers of dirt beyond you. But in these young ones, you see the life dim, especially in these gray areas, and you can also see the life force stretching into the root system. Like these drig blooms, they draw their energy from the roots of Yggdrasil,
Mm-hmm.
right? And that's why they're so well respected, because they're considered to be the voice of Yggdrasil. The leader, the headmaster of all drig blooms is considered to be the voice of Yggdrasil. So and they feed on its energy, and you draw you focus your attention on the roots themselves, and every once in a while you see stutters in the stream of life flowing through the roots.
Oh, like something's interrupting it, or something else is causing
Yeah,
it.
or yeah, something causing it to be inconsistent and erratic.
Mm-hmm. All right. Okay.
Okay, so it's not a disease per se, but like something infecting them, but it's directly drawn to the energy force that they're receiving from the tree.
Which is interrupted and causing deficient growth and other issues in them.
Yes.
Okay, makes sense.
Yes. Okay. Deimos, you're back in cat form, right, Deimos?
Yes, I'm a cat.
Are you and Elwyn are both these So you're the fat cat. Elwyn is the tiny black and white kitty. What are you guys doing while Renly is talking to these mushrooms?
I guess I'm gonna take a poop or
I
something.
have him down in the submissive position, and I'm licking his head.
Screw that. I'm gonna lick this shit out of your face.
Oh, they're both looking at each other.
Oh, take that, motherfucker. You look kind of dirty, so I'm gonna lick you.
There's a lot of butt smelling and like head licking. Yeah. Yeah.
A little bit tussling, but yeah. Okay, they're cat playing. Both of you, all of a sudden, you smell a rodent You get a whiff of it coming down from a side tunnel.
Squirrel. Hunt
It
mode
sounds like
activated.
this squirrel has chosen death.
I call out you guys, and to no surprise, they completely ignore me and bound off.
Captain Insano shows no mercy.
You gotta go
There's only one rule in the cat world, and that is murder.
You guys tear off down the tunnel, and there's a wild, frantic chase ahead of you. Both of you guys roll me a athletics check as you're tearing a mad sprint down this tunnel.
Athletics of a cat, by the way. Strength is 3.
Ooh.
Fuck yeah.
Okay, Deimos. So yeah, that's a 9 for Deimos. That's not. It's not a 65. It's a 9. Elwin.
Wait.
Elwin gets
Oh
a
shit.
nat 20.
Oh shit, that's a
I'm
65.
swole as fuck, boy.
Yeah.
Oh,
Elwin is a little black and white kitty. He's much smaller than Deimos. He for some reason your chunky self, your chunky self, is having a hard time maneuvering these tight corners and stuff in these tunnels. But Elwin's small kitty form is blazing off. He's just tearing off ahead of you. Deimos' chunky self is getting left behind.
I'm digging holes, boys. I'm getting stuck.
Okay, Elwin, you are in hot pursuit. You see a flash of red cloth in just the a small piece of red cloth in the tunnel ahead of you, and then it's gone. And you're tearing. You're chasing for it. This thing is fast. With a natural 20, you're barely keeping up with it. And as you're running, you're sensing an intelligence in it too. It's not just running like on instinct, but as you're going, you're seeing like parts of the cave, just like a root system that's hanging down from the tree from above you, or parts of the cave, the rocks have been disturbed and it's like crumbling down on top of you, trying to impede your way. Go ahead and roll me a dexterity saving throw to see if you can evade these obstacles. Okay, yeah, you managed to deftly squeeze in and around them. Deimos, as your chunky self is coming around, you smack into every one of them behind
No, I
him.
don't. Allegedly, I'm here's my dick safe. If this bad boy go, I'm dying. I crash into every fucking one of them.
A branch, a root, like smacks you in the face, and you kind of like tumble forward. You bump into some rocks, scrape your body on some.
He has 2 hit points. Is he back to being big
So-
Deimos now?
Deimos takes 3 points of damage. Deimos, there's another shudder as you poof back into human form.
God.
You take 47 points of damage, and so does the earth around you, and you're stuck in an extreme fetal position, trapped in this crushing. As you expanded the tunnel, but the tunnel is also compressing on you.
I pick up the tunnel. You're stupid, man. You said the tunnel is compressing Deimos.
I would love to see that happen.
Oh, come on, tunnel. Let's go fucking go, bro.
So wait, what are you doing?
I'm the cream of the crop. I'm Deimos, baby. Deimos is just gonna start digging through and pretend he's still a cat.
You know,
Alright,
if you end up pushing the tunnel away from you, you will earn the right to be like, yeah, when I do push-ups, I don't push myself up, I push the world down.
Shit, that's very good logic. I start pulling the tunnel closer to me.
Alright.
It's the Feywild, right? This makes
Yeah.
perfect sense.
Yeah. So you're trying to claw through the tunnel. Elwin, you hear the shudder, you feel the vibrations. You look back briefly, and you see Deimos doing his best impression of a swimmer trying to work his way through the underground.
I hiss at him and run away, chasing the other rodent.
Okay, and you
Every
tear
cat
off.
for itself.
You tear off ahead and just like leave Deimos behind. He's going much slower than you are.
What are you talking about? Deimos is fast as fuck.
Okay. Adis, what are you doing while this is happening? Oh no, are you still in human form, or did you transform back into
Still
a
blocking
cat?
a tunnel.
Oh, Adis isn't here. Feldorn, you snuck off
Sorry, I
towards.
have the mic muted.
Okay, all right, Ada. So what are you doing while you're back with Renly and with the teacher and the little nursery area? Are you doing anything?
Yeah, I will use enlarge reduce and use my boon to increase its effect by 50% and reduce my size by 75%.
Okay, okay,
That
okay.
should be enough
Yes,
for that.
finally.
So you do that, and you are slightly taller than Calibard. He looks at you, looks up at you, and he sniffs a little bit. Even though he doesn't have nostrils, he kind of huffs a bit, and you see little, small spores just like sprinkling off his head. He says, well, "I'm not impressed."
Is he on his tiptoes as he
And I,
says
and I
that?
ask
Yes,
him,
yes, he is. He's tiptoeing up. He's totally tiptoeing up to try to be taller.
and I ask him, since he's charmed in my friend now. So how many battles have you really fought?
Oh no, you charmed the other person. You
No,
charmed.
I
Yeah.
charmed them both because
Oh.
You
I
charmed
casted
Calabar
at
too?
fifth level.
Oh, okay.
Okay, okay, all right. He says, "Well, is just between you and me. I fought off a beaver once that was trying to make its way into our holes, our tunnels.
Beavers are terrifying.
It was ferocious. I cut him with my sword. He scratched me across the eye, and well, then
That's like the equivalent of me fighting a dragon, dude. That's impressive.
right, it was impressive. Okay, Feldorn, you are off on your own. You took another side tunnel, and you're heading in the direction of your best sense is in the direction of the tree. What are you doing? What are you looking for?
Well, I'm looking to see if the tree is blooming, so I can steal a petal or a whole flower.
Okay. You walk for a while. You manage to with your senses. You hear drift bloom centuries and drift bloom of centuries, and you're roll me a stealth check. I want to see how well you can avoid them.
Give me 1 second to pull that cat back up so I can do it with the cat.
Oh, you are you're quiet, but all these drig blooms have tremor sense, and you find yourself standing in the disapproving gaze of an elder mushroom. He's there looking at you. He's as about as tall as you are, like from foot to shoulder, so he's pretty small. And he looks at you. He gazes at you. He says, "You are not a cat."
Meow.
He says, "How come you to have been in our village?" Oh, cat got your tongue? Cat got your tongue?
All I
He
can
laughs
say is meow.
and he plops down onto his butt, laughing, chuckling to himself for a good 30 seconds.
Feldor
Then he
just
kind of
meow and rolls his cat eyes.
he stands back up after a little bit, dusts his clothes off from getting the dirt off of himself, and he says, "Perhaps you are a spy. Are you here to kill me?"
In his most cat-like meow with a sigh. It's one of those like where you know how if you're a cat owner, you know what I'm talking about. The cat kind of looks at you like, "Are you stupid?" and then just goes meow.
That's the default expression.
He says,
No.
Well,
This is the more the like seriously. You
I'm
must
surrounded
really...
by idiots expression. Okay.
Yes, that one.
Okay.
he says, "Well, if you came to kill me," he says, "I would not resist. We drink blooms. Contrary to some of the beliefs of the youngsters, we drink blooms are peaceful creatures. We do not fight. We will not defend. I will not defend myself." Do your worst if that is what you have come to do. Otherwise, come, let's have a walk.
Meow. And I start following him.
Okay. All right. Elwin. Elwin, are you back yet?
Yeah, what's up?
Roll me another athletics check. Okay. You've chased as hard as you can, but this creature is losing you. It's tearing further and further away. The obstacles you've been making your way around them, dodging them as deftly as you can. But even at your strongest, you are not a match for this creature in terms of sheer speed and agility.
Deimos, are you back? Are you coming back? Where are you? What's going on?
Deimos is going ham.
And you can hear Deimos, the ground trembling as Deimos is swimming. He's Deimos. Which stroke are you doing? Are you doing freestyle? Are you doing the breaststroke?
I'm doing
Under-
the fucking doggy style.
Doggy style? Doggy paddle?
The doggy paddle.
All right, Deimos is doggy paddling through the earth behind you, churning up the earth. It's like this, churning up the earth behind you.
Oh.
So Elwin, by this point, you completely lost this thing's trail, and you hear Deimos coming up behind you. What do you do?
Can I roll perception to see if I can? You know what? I'll wait for Deimos so we can regroup and commence the hunt again.
Where
Okay.
are their tracks? I call out in the telepathic bond thing.
I hiss at her and run away.
You can speak telepathically, you idiot.
Meow.
He just told you to go meow.
I know
meow
you're doing it
yourself.
telepathy.
It's embarrassing.
Okay. It takes a few minutes, like a good 3 or 4 minutes, and finally Deimos catches up with you, just tearing up the earth behind you, just completely devastating the tunnel system, collapsing it behind him. But he's all kinds of underground life, insects and bugs and worm life and small rodents. They're just scurrying out of his way as he's just tearing up the ground, chewing it up.
During these 3 or 4 minutes, do y'all
The
not
crowd.
respond to any of my questions?
I mount him,
Friendly.
and
Yes.
then
And
use
then I
him as a
cast.
mount, and I tell
And
him to go.
You guys are still pursuing?
Yes. And I'm gonna cast. Yes. Fuck, what's it called? Freedom of movement on myself. Cause I'm a straight beast. Alright. So yes, I cast freedom of movement on myself. And I go straight ham bananas on this motherfucker.
Okay.
Wait, is Renly trying to get me to answer too?
Oh, I'm just calling out to what do you call it, Albin and Deimos because they were running after something and they're not responding anymore. And I feel polymorph go down, so I know Deimos is now human, which is not good for
Really?
these tunnels.
Renly, I'm talking to you. I'm in cat mode right now, and I'm hunting this thing.
Oh, okay. If you see an elemental go by, don't mind it because I've already cast an earth elemental, like I've awakened like a rock, and the earth underneath my feet into an elemental, and I've sent it to find whatever they're looking for and bring it back.
Renly, I am the elements. I am moving the earth myself.
Sure.
I've got this.
That's how I picture
force
it.
of nature.
That's
Earth
how I
elemental.
picture Elwin
Avoid
answering
Deimos.
Renly.
Whoa, this video is crazy.
That's Elwin answering Renly.
Oh my god.
That's exactly what it is.
Bro, cats actually do that shit. That shit is hilarious. It freaked me all at the same time. I remember a stray cat I was trying to put it in a crate to take it into a vet. Didn't scratch me or nothing, but it literally sat there looking at me saying no. I was like,
And their mouths
I've
are
never seen that before.
bad.
Yeah.
It's
I was
like,
like-
how dare you do this to me?
I was like,
I've never seen a cat do that before.
yeah, they do it. Like, I thought those videos were fake, till I actually witnessed it in real life. I was like, holy,
Yeah, they know
like,
what no means.
not today, Satan. Not today. Get away from me.
They're like, you janky bitch.
Yeah.
All right, Deimos and Elwyn. Deimos, you cast Freedom of Movement on yourself. Elwyn, you've climbed aboard Deimos and you're digging into his back, your claws to anchor yourself to his back. Deimos, you take 1 point of piercing damage as Elwyn has clawed, is holding onto your back.
Let's roll initiate.
Okay, and you are tearing off now. So go ahead and Deimos and roll me athletics check to see how fast you can proceed through the ground. All right, so in your human
24.
form,
I'm fucking
Alright, so-
fast as fuck.
yeah, you're blasting through the ground now. You're like before now you were churning through the ground and mowing and tearing it up. Now you're full on like there's a what's it called? An envelope of velocity around you and you're blasting through the ground, in full on like power swimming mode. You're sprinting and you're charging forward. Okay. The Earth Elemental is also following, and it's the Earth Elemental, since it can just phase through Earth,
It is.
is not being torn up, is not being affected
No.
by in Deimos' wake, but everything else is just being like rapidly just shredded behind him. Okay.
Hey, Adis. Feldor? Where are you?
Felorn's gone. He's Felorn, he's still telepathically bonded.
Exactly,
Felorn,
I'm
are you
calling
responding to them?
Telepathic bond.
Yow.
Motherfuckers!
You're the one
'Kay.
that turned them into cats, Rinley.
Oh yeah, they are acting exactly like cats.
That's what happens
Renly.
when you use your magic to turn people into stuff instead of using my magic to turn people into stuff. Because mine doesn't make them act like the
Meow,
things
fuck
that you're
you,
turning
meow.
them into.
All right. Calibard is there, standing with you, Ren. He says, "Well, I don't know where your companions went, but he says, I think we should proceed.
To
The village
shelter.
elder will want to be talking to you."
Yep.
He kind of heads off. You and Adis, short Adis. You can see Calibard is tiptoeing now as he's walking. It's like he's walking with high heels, right? Except there's no heel. He's just on his tiptoes. He's walking, and he's almost as tall as Adis is.
Did you want to ride me? By the way, you'd be very high.
Again.
Calibard says, "Renley, we're not supposed to talk about that. We're supposed to be quiet. A secret between us."
I meant, you can ride me as an
And-
animal.
and-
Never mind. Never mind.
Rinley, I don't
Because
think
then
this
they
is the
find me
time
funny.
for you having more, animal mounting shenanigans.
He says, "Renley, especially not in front of the children."
I know.
real?
Moving on. I'm just gonna grab the back of his like mushroom hat thing and then kind of swing up and have him land on my back.
Redley,
Okay,
you hear
every
much
time
cat laughter in your head.
All right. You pull Calibard up, and he goes, "Whoa!" and he flips through the air and lands on your back very ungraciously, and flops down. There's spores that go flying everywhere as he, like a dusting of spores everywhere, and he kind of squirms about and picks himself up, and manages very awkwardly to claw, not claw, but like grab onto your back and just hold still.
You can look
tell he's-
down at Adis now. You can look down your nose at Adis.
He looks over, he says, and he puffs himself up. Right.
I can make you half the size you are right now.
He'll still be taller
Jesus.
than you.
No, I won't.
No,
Whatever you
as
say,
in
short
he's-
stuff.
He's on my back. Yeah.
You're a little cat that's 5 inches off the ground, if that.
Yeah, I'm still bigger than you. Okay, moving on.
I'm not that damn
Okay.
small.
You're tiny.
You're pretty darn small. So he can. So Calibar, you guys continue on. You make your way forward, and you go through other mushroom type caverns and different structures and stuff. And finally, they live very naturally. They don't carve parts of the tree or anything like that. They kind of just adapt themselves around the tree roots. And actually, the tree itself creates. If they want an area, the roots will kind of grow in a certain way to create small, not structures, but shapes that are hospitable to the Drig blooms.
They're codependent, I can tell.
Yeah. So you get through and you find yourselves in the Drigbloom village. Renly, you've spent some time here before. You weren't really inside the village much. You kind of had your own dwelling place above ground, and they've come up and talked to you. But you've only been underground here once or twice before.
Okay.
You continue on, and you see a bunch of other Drigblooms. There's lots of commotion. You are noticing ones that do have this sickness. They look a lot like Wemlock did. They're desiccated. They're dry. They're
Zombie
mindless.
looking.
Yeah. And you continue through the village. As you do, Calibard is going off in front, and he's announcing himself. Keep away, keep away. Very important business. These travelers have come, and they've appealed to the village elders. Keep away. Get out of the way.
Oh, meow, and we have a ball. Meow.
Okay. Off to you, Feldorn. You find yourself walking with Jovi, the elder, and he's walking towards the tree itself. And he's as he gets there, you can see him running his fingers along the branches or the roots, the gnarls and the roots, and just absent-mindedly. And he says, "I've been down here," he says, "for a long time. So long, in fact, that I can't remember." He says, "Ah, the tree. The tree is everything. The tree gives us life. The tree tells us what we ought to do. The tree tells us what to speak to the rest of the creatures in the Feywild." He says, "The tree knows things about the world beyond this world. Sometimes it's too much to bear." He looks over at you, Feldorn. He says, "What of you? Why have you traveled here? Why have you come to seek the tree?"
Feldar looks at him and kind of does like a little cat shrug where he stretches his front paws out and lifts his tail up, twitching it.
"Ah, a creature of few words, I see. Well," he says, "I can respect that." And he continues on towards the tree. And then he starts telling a story about how the tree goes through cycles, and to most creatures, the cycles are imperceptible because they're so vast in time, so much time between these cycles. But to the Drigblooms, who have kept very detailed records, their lifespans, they have long lifespans, but we're talking multiple millennia for the tree. So it's way beyond their lifespans. But the trees passed down from the Drigblooms have kept passed down from generation to generation, detailed records of what goes on with the tree. And he says, "And these cycles," he says, "we are just beginning to understand as our ancestors have pieced together. And every time we encounter a new cycle, the current generation of Drigblooms records more data about it. And now," he says, "is a most rare of times. Oh, praise be. So blessed am I to live in this time." He says, and he walks up, and you find this larger cavern, and amongst them are these scrolls, lots of parchments and stuff, all over the place. And he says, "And yes, we are here," he says, "in the most rare and special phases of the tree's life cycle." He says, "The blossoming. It's wonderful. Wonderful, truly." And he looks at you, Feldorn. "Don't you think?"
Feldorn just kind of sits down and starts like licking his paw like he's cleaning himself.
He looks at you, and his face twists a bit, and he says, "Oh, I know you're not quite so disinterested." Ha 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 ha. Okay. Deimos and Elwyn, you're tearing through the ground, scrambling. Deimos, you're full on power swimming, like sprinting through the ground. Elwyn, in all the turmoil and all the carnage of the earth in front of you, roll a perception check. Your senses are on alert. You're trying to see.
What the fuck?
Jack shit is what you see.
I think you're blinded at the moment. Like you hit a rough patch during all the carnage, and like you're kind of like dust.
You can't tell anything. You have no idea what's going on. You don't even know if you're going in the right
I'm
direction.
actually taking a nap.
Man, that's the first time I've seen a natural one with advantage.
Oh my god.
I think that might be the first time I've seen a natural one with advantage.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Wow, that takes talent. Okay.
You're welcome.
I do remember once a few years ago, you guys rolled 5 natural 20s in a row. But that's... Man. Okay.
I still have the picture of it.
Do you really?
Oh.
Alright. Renly, you and Adis have made your way through the village, and you're seeking the elders, right? Calibard says, he talks to some other Drigblooms, and he says, "We'll have to wait right here." He says, "The elder is in his study. He's predisposed at the moment as well."
Okay. I'm just going to tell everyone telepathically. Okay, guys. Once y'all are done with everything, come to the center. We're waiting for Elder Jovi, and you know what? It might be a while, but whenever y'all are ready.
Back to Feldorn.
With
You and Jovi are sitting there. Yeah, with Elder Jovi. You hear Renly's message. Do you say anything to her?
I respond to her in the manner of the video.
Meow.
He says,
No.
So, Feldorn, you're sitting there with Elder Jovi, and he says, "Well, if you're going to be unresponsive, then please," he says, "don't mind me." And he sits down on a little stump or a little knurl of roots, and he pulls out some parchments, and he pulls out of his pockets some bits of dirt and rotten foliage and stuff, and he begins to study them, and he's recording data about them on this parchment paper.
We're like outside near the actual tree.
You're underground. You're surrounded by roots from the tree.
Does this elder look sickly like the
The others? No, he is not. So did you do anything? He's sitting there. He's just studying and recording data.
I kind of sit like behind him and try to look to see what he's recording. So.
Okay. Roll a intelligence check.
Oh, good. That actually uses my stats.
Okay. You're not discerning anything, but Feldorn, you know that this is not uncommon for you to, in your natural form, you're not able to discern something. Go ahead and roll a d12 as you summon one of your spirit allies. Okay. The spirit ally comes alongside you and gives you a burst of insight. and you start to make sense of what's going on in front of you. You hear the whispers of a former ally as his or actually to her eternal her non her undestructible form, her spirit, which is different than her soul.
Mhm.
It's like a memory of her, a remnant of her. Um, she sits there and she whispers clues into your mind as you're observing what's going on, and as she's whispering thoughts and insights, you're beginning to make connections in your brain, and it's helping you understand what's going on. After a period of about 10 minutes, she fades away, and you still have now you have the gist of what he's doing. You're understanding what he's doing. Okay.
Okay.
He's writing observations, gatherings from around the he says, from around the sacred zone, from around the sacred ground. He says, petals from fallen from of not petals, but fallen leaves from the tree, discoloration. He says, and he begins to write observations. The tree, he writes, the tree has expended so much of its energy, so much of its life force to blossom that it's lost some leaves, and he's pulling some bark samples out. He says it's flaking pieces of bark from different spots on its surface, and his theory is that it's because its expenditure of energy has been so great. Did you do anything, Feldorn? Oh, did we lose Feldorn?
It sounds like it.
Okay. Um.
In any case, while I'm waiting interminably, forever maybe, for Jovi, who is in a supposed room, and I totally trust, you know, um, Calabar that he's totally telling the truth. So I'm just gonna wait there forever and cast Commune with Nature, so that I can at least see.
What are you seeing, Renly? What are you seeing? Hello, can you hear me? I can't hear anyone.
Hello?
Oh, I hear you.
Hello.
Okay, I don't hear Renly.
She said
And
she was gonna cast Commune with Nature.
okay, well, I don't know what she was trying to
Oh,
observe. Feldorn got
alright.
disconnected
She come
apparently. There you are. Hey, Feldorn.
Renly. It must be a Discord thing if it's happening
Yeah.
to two random people.
Okay, let's see. Okay, she exited Discord and she's popping back in. Can you hear us, Renly?
I'm gonna try restarting Discord.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you're great minds think alike.
Weird. Renly, can you hear us? Hello? Is it me? Does Discord go through my server, or how's that work?
No, it's all online.
Weird. The internet's having trouble. Maybe,
There could be a somewhere between them and the server could be having an issue.
maybe Russia is attacking the United States.
Like I had really, really bad lag the other day doing stuff online because they were having some issues because Dallas is a internet hub in the States, and they were having issues there, so everything was getting rerouted east of me.
There you go, Renly.
It was
Oh.
terrible.
Hello? Can you hear us?
Yep.
Okay, good.
There
We're
we
gonna
go.
say maybe Canada and U.S. have broken off diplomatic relations, and
Well,
the internet connection.
when we are Canada.
Okay.
Lies.
No, Feldorn is the result of Canada's retaliation.
Okay.
They mad we cut them off from the internet.
So Renly, you cast commune with nature. What are you trying to observe?
I'm just trying to get the lay of the land, see if there's any influence from any demons or like fey fiends, any kind of powerful creatures apart from the tree. Any weird congregations outside the village. Influences from other planes that might be affecting the tree or the land. Any big buildings or other big things around the area.
Um, you sense jig blooms of various size. The largest jig blooms are above ground, and they have them patrolling the tree, keeping as actual sentries. But down here are the vast majority of jig bloom life, and other than no, there's no undead army anywhere. There's nothing like that.
Midas, can you hear me?
Yes, now we can. Yes.
I don't know what the heck happened.
Same. It
I don't know
happened to me
either.
too.
Renly, you can sense on the very edge of your. I mean, 300 feet is nothing, but let's say yours can extend further. At the very edge of your perception, the carnage. Because your elemental is following Deimos. Carnage in the earth that Deimos is leaving behind him, as he's just like tearing through underground and going off in direction. Okay.
I will awaken another earth elemental and I'll go fix the carnage, please, so it's no longer as terrible.
Oh, okay. All right, so he sets off and starts trying to repair this massive underground devastation that Deimos is
I
leaving.
just pave it off so it's a smoother tunnel because I know Deimos is gonna come back and I don't want him making another tunnel. So
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Deimos and Elwyn are off into the distance. Deimos and Elwyn both roll me a d20. I want to see how successful you are at catching this thing. Oh, Elwyn with a nat 20s.
Fuck!
Deimos, roll a d20. If not, I will roll it for you. In 5, 4, 3, 2. Deimos gets a 6. Okay. So Deimos is bursting off and has no idea what's going on. But as he's traveling, Elwyn, you see a flash of red and crimson off to the side, and Deimos is completely missed it, and he's continuing on his own direction. You can either choose to dismount Deimos and investigate, or you can stay on Deimos and head off in the wrong direction. What do you decide to do?
I'll get off.
Okay. You dismount Deimos, and you drop down, and you're in this little cove, and you look inside the shadows, and smaller than you, there standing in this dark corner, you see this red, this little flapping red piece of cloth. Deimos is tearing off in the wrong direction. He's getting farther and farther away from you, and you sense a defiant attitude as this small creature looks up with you. A little bit of fear, but also courage brimming in its single eye.
I say,
He says, he squeaks, and he holds his sword between you and him. And you see him glancing behind you, glancing around real quick, and furtive glances looking for a way of escape, but you have him completely penned in. He squeaks a couple times.
I hunch down into spring mode, but I don't do anything. I'll let him make the first move. I'm just looking at him.
He bends down. He sees you get ready to assume a pouncing stance. You're about a foot away from him, well within your range, and he holds the sword in front of you. You can see he's nervous, a little bit of trembling in his limbs. He doesn't know if he can win this fight, but you can see the courage also. He's willing to fight valiantly. All right. Let's see here. Renly, their first elemental catches up at this point.
Alrighty, his task was to grab whatever it was that they were chasing and bring it back. So he'll probably like try to cup it in his hands as the hands appear from underneath it.
Okay. All right. The big earth elemental just comes up and wraps itself around the mouse, and pulls him back down into the earth. Elwin, what do you do?
Nothing. The same.
Okay. And the elemental. Renly, does the elemental bring Elwin back, or is it gonna leave him there?
No, it was only to bring whatever they were chasing. So yeah, that's it.
Okay. And starts bringing him back
Yeah.
to the village. All right. So we're gonna fast forward a bit here. Adis or Veldorn, you continue to just sit there. Hours go by, right? You get a little tired. This is the end of the second day. Yeah. And you guys pass into the last day that you have.
Is it,
So-
taking
Midas,
hours?
I wanted to do something before we do like a rest, though.
Okay. What do you do?
So we didn't travel a mile to get into this village from outside, right?
No, not a full mile.
Sweet. I'm gonna go. Does our homie have the gray shit on him, or is it just the kid peeps?
There's some kids, but there's also other. You've noticed. It's about, it's really like 1 in 6 or 7 drig blooms that are either fully affected or have some kind of this rot affecting them.
Is there anybody in this area where we're at that looks especially affected by it?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna go up to them. So I'm gonna try something, Renly. And I'm going to reach out with the power of my crown, and I'm gonna draw in a non-lethal amount of nature energy from the plants outside of the tree, not the tree itself, and infuse it into that creature.
Roll a nature check.
Oh dear God. Oh wait, that's actually really good. I'll spark this if it's low. Oh shit. Oh, fine. Gonna need... Oh, I don't have a D5 one. Well, that helps. That's 100 and something.
In your earnestness and your unfamiliarity with this creature and its ailment, and with the amount of soul energy, you accidentally put too much soul
dear.
energy into the creature.
Oh God.
Right? And this one was, you chose the worst affected. It was basically non-responsive to begin with, but it just it was just like kind of like sitting against a wall, slightly oscillating back and forth slowly. And as you infuse it fully, like you just pump it full of life energy, it leans back and shudders a bit. You hear it give a sigh, and then it just falls over, non-responsive, dead.
Any of the patchy shit like recede at all?
Yes.
Okay, that's all I wanted to know.
You feel it was almost an act of mercy. This creature seemed like it was in a lot of pain, but now it's not.
Oh, Renly, it worked. That one was just too far gone.
What did you do? Did you just kill it?
I'm gonna head out, guys. I only got maybe 2 or 3 weeks of work left, so
Okay.
I'll be good after that. But gotta...
Okay. All right. Take care, Alan.
All right, have a good night.
Later.
Pumped it full of nature energy, but apparently it was too far gone.
Right.
But it did. Come look at this. It's see that little gray patch right there? It was all the way down the arm, and now it's only covering half his arm. But he was just apparently too far gone.
So what I could tell from the root system is that the energy is not flowing smoothly. It's kind of got like splotchy, and this is what's causing a lot of the physical ailments. And so I think we need to work on the root system more than anything. And it
Well,
seems like,
I was testing your theory that they're not getting enough energy.
and yeah, so it's definitely working. And Joby seems to be going to be a while.
Yeah, this is one of the reasons I never visit this plane. It takes forever to do anything.
Yep. How many days has it been since we arrived on this particular plane?
This is the third day.
Third day. Okay.
I mean, we're entering the third day. I'm giving you guys a rest, and then you're gonna be beginning of the third day. This is your last day, but at the end of this day, the invasion is triggered.
Okay, and so since it's the third day, our 10th level spells are back, right? Once every 3 days?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
and we
if...
still have to deal with Captain Douchebag.
Captain Douchebag?
Yeah, Deimos' boss.
Bane.
Yeah, the god, yeah. So ultimately, I'm more concerned with Yggdrasil than Vayne. So right now, because we need answers, so considering that the root system is everywhere, I'm going to find a nice thick root. Um, and since I can't keep waiting forever for Joby, and I'm just going to try and do something. So the first thing being find a decent root that looks like very hale, very hardy, and pretty strong. I'm going to touch it, and I
Mm-hmm.
am going to cast one of my ritual spells via Aurelian, and this is, let me make sure I can drag it, Blossom, and I am using my 10th level spell, and I'm going to spark it with my last spark that I have, and I am using my crown of divine light to work in tangent with Blossom. So
Would
basically,
you
I'm trying to give more energy and make it more verdant and fertile because I remember the blossoming. So I'm using the
The
blossoming
tree.
spell. Yeah, on the
would,
actual on Yggdrasil. So I'm
would you
using my. Hmm?
would you like an assist?
Yeah, sure. If you can, but yeah. So I'm sparking that. So that's a
Okay.
3,
Nice.
and that's 10th level spell.
Adis, you see what she's doing. What are you doing to sister?
Just gonna use the music of the spheres to double all weave effects since she's using magic.
Okay.
That's pretty much all I got. I don't have a whole lot of nature stuff except my crown.
Okay. Renly, Blossom normally casts 3 hours.
Yeah, because it seems like they're going to take a long time.
You begin this spell, and you are lost in its casting. Time seems to go by. You're not sure what happens, but you find yourself, getting distracted and dozing off as the casting of several hours into the casting. You all get a long rest.
Aww.
Um,
By dozing off, did you mean meditate?
you cast a spell. Don't worry.
Okay.
The spell occurred. Over 8 hours later. Renly, you hear a voice. You're awakened by a gentle voice. It's the voice of a. It sounds like a girl. She says, "Renly, wake up."
Mom, is that you?
No, it's not me. It's not your mom.
I blink.
Hello?
I blink. Huh? Huh?
She says, "Thanks for the help."
You're welcome. Tea?
No, no tea. She says, But she says, now that you're here, and now that I'm, you know, feeling well again, could you come find me? I think we should talk.
Thank you here. Okay, and then I wake up. Wake up.
You're awake. You are awake.
I mean, like, there was like sleepy Walking Dead moment, where I'm not quite awake and I'm just like,
Okay. Yeah.
you're out? Yeah.
Yeah. You do that, and you find yourself. You wake up, and you realize that you had rested your head against the branch, the root of the tree. And now that you're awake, and you sit up, you're no longer touching it, and the voice is gone.
Oh, okay, now it makes sense. Okay. I'll touch the root and be like, I'll be here. I try to go telepathically. I don't know if it'll reach her, but yeah.
It does not. All you remember was what she said.
Okay. And I'm looking around for Calibard, and I'm like, is Jovi ready yet?
Why? And strutting out of a cove. Yes, I am. Hello, Renly.
Hello. That was a while.
Well, I got a bit distracted. We had a visitor. I think he came along with you.
I would have followed him back.
You are no longer
Yeah.
a cat.
Oh, the spell wore off?
Yeah.
All right, hold on. During that, you woke up this morning, Feldor, and you realized that you were surrounded by dirt, and you had taken 35 points of damage, and so had the earth around you as you expanded into your humanoid form. Your friend, Renly. He almost destroyed my library.
Oh, not good. Oh,
Sitting there, and suddenly he blows up into this large, beastly, smelly thing. Fortunately, he says. He taps his head. I have everything stored up here. I did lose some parchments, and it will cost me some time to recreate them.
well, hopefully it'll get better, and you can recreate them, and it'll be fine again. And yeah, I think I'm supposed to find Yggdrasil. Like, she spoke to me, and I knock on the root.
He laughs. He says, Yggdrasil spoke to you?
Yeah, she said thanks. We did some spell work to help.
Nonsense. Nonsense. Renly,
So
you know better than that.
hang on, because if I would have turned back into a human, I would have used my staff of the Magi
Okay.
to cast Enlarge Reduce to reduce myself.
Okay, you're still big, right?
Mhm.
But it's big enough that it takes some work, but you can
They're
kind of like army crawl
Well,
through
I
these.
would have burnt extra charges too to make myself small enough to fit through the crevices, if that's possible, if you allow that.
I don't think it can stack.
No, okay.
Well, I'll say you're half size, and you're having to crawl through. So you're the largest creature in this area,
Okay.
right? But you're still crawling. You're big enough. You're small enough that you can fit through through those tunnels.
Okay.
Renly, he says, Renly, you know, Yggdrasil does not speak. It is a myth that we have allowed the world around us to believe.
Sure.
The tree is as eternal, and its will is so vast and beyond ours. It operates at a different wavelength. We could no more understand its thoughts, than we can understand its purpose and its life cycle in general.
Yeah, well, we have some weird stuff going on that's also on a different existence level, I wiggle my fingers with the awakened energy, and I'm just like, do you know where the heart of it is, just so that we can, commune?
The heart? Renly. The heart of the tree? No one sees the heart of the tree. I have never, no Drigbloom has ever seen the heart of the tree, except the very first Drigbloom. Tens of thousands of generations ago.
Is there a reason why?
He says, shrugs. He says, "The tree does not need any of us to come to its heart.
Okay, so if it doesn't want you around, it won't let you nearby, right?
You have to understand. The heart of the tree is its most is where it is vulnerable. And Yggdrasil. Yggdrasil is the world tree. But more than the world, it is the tree that holds the cosmos together. You know this, Renly. You're the one who came up with this theory."
Yes, but at a certain point, a tree does get a bit lonely.
He scratches his jaw. He says, "Interesting. Lonely, you say? How long do you suppose it would take for a tree to become lonesome?"
Well, aeons. Hmm.
"Eons. Maybe 100,000 years?"
I shrug.
Huh. Interesting. Well, I have much to do. What do you seek here, Renly?
I'm going to perhaps go and see if I can find the heart of the tree, and if it doesn't want me there, I'll probably be back because it'll just direct me back here.
No one has ever seen the heart of the tree. We don't even know where it
I
is.
know.
I thought you'd come to see the blossom.
Not really. I was looking to speak to, or at least get some information about. I tell him about our lovely little, um, you know, things that we need to deal with, the aminos, and needing some answers.
He says, "Well, you wouldn't know this, Renly, because you've never been at a blossoming. In fact, none of us ever has. But in the writings, we learn of the blossoming. Yggdrasil does not speak, but her daughter does."
Oh, daughter. Oh, that might be the voice. Oh, no wonder.
"Well, if you seek the blossom, you will have to go above ground. None of us Drigblooms will accompany you,"
Do you have a map?
he says. He points up. "That way."
Okay, do you have something that sort of tells you which direction?
He says, "The tree has made a cove near its base. It will be quite obvious. The
Oh,
blossom is there."
sounds good.
He says, "Tell the Brobs that I said it was okay for you to enter."
Alrighty. Do we need a symbol or something of to prove that so they don't think you're lying?
"Yes," he says, "you need a holy mushroom stamp."
I hold out my hand and I look at his foot.
He takes the top of his staff and he smacks you across the cheek with it.
Ow!
There. Imprinted upon your cheek is a mushroom stamp. That will allow you entrance.
Thanks, I like the swirl. Ow, ow, ow. Okay.
Okay. Calibard looks at you.
Midas.
Yeah?
During their conversation, I wanted to cast Detect Thoughts, and anytime Renly brought up the heart, I wanted to see if he thought about where it was and if he's telling the truth about not knowing where it is.
Roll insights with advantage.
There it is.
With your vision and with you're skimming the tops of his thoughts and you're analyzing him. And as an intelligent person, you're quite adept at this skill. So even in this foreign species, you know that he was telling the truth. He does not know about, like, no Drigbloom except the very first one has ever encountered the heart of the tree. No visitor, no god, no fae, no one. The heart of the tree is
And he
the
doesn't
very
know where
core
it
of
is.
Yggdrasil. Correct.
And he okay, cool.
It's
That's all I wanted.
it's at the very core of Yggdrasil, and no one goes to it.
Except Renly. because she fucks everything.
You didn't mean to say that.
Okay.
Okay, I
Um.
just wanted to double check, just in case I could shorten the journey for Renly.
All right. Calibard, he looks at you, Renly, and he says, "Well, you heard him. Up is the way to go."
I nod.
He says, "Try not to break anything on the way up, please, Renly. You and your friends."
Mm-hmm. Good point. If Elwyn and Deimos have returned and we have Captain Mouser, we might speak to Captain Mouser to see what the fuck is happening with Captain Mouser.
Okay.
But yeah.
All right. So, Deimos, you've been swimming for hours. You lost Elwyn some time ago. What do you do? The rage of swimming, all the you got distracted by all the 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 process of it, the physical activity of it. You know how some people just kind of get lost in their in like long distance runners. They get lost in their thoughts and they realize that they've run for hours and hours and not even known about it. That's kind of what happened to you, Damos. You were in such a rage swimming through the dirt and you got lost in it, like the good workout, that now you can't like wait. You come back to yourself and you're not sure how far away you are, how long you've been swimming, or anything like that.
Does he gain Earth Glide?
Oh no, but Damos, we can't hear you if you're talking. Seems he is having connections issues as well. Renly, you and Adis and Feldorn are sitting there, and your Earth Elemental has brought back Captain Mouser.
It's not gonna release it completely, but it at least releases the head.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm kind of gonna go, hello, why were you running away from us? Besides us being cats.
He defiantly he's managed to work his arm free with a sword, and you see him defiantly like swinging it and smacking the hardened rock of the Earth Elemental's hand. It creates a few sparks.
Is this another one of your ex-boyfriends?
Do I recognize him?
No.
Okay.
Can we squish it?
Does he remind me of any of like potential relatives, like maybe a grandfather I might have banged?
No. No.
Okay.
You're actually not familiar with any of these mouse creatures at all.
Okay. I'm just going to be like, we're here to talk and maybe help if you need help.
You hear him squeak a little bit, squeak, 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 and he
Oh, no,
smacks his sword a little bit on your
speak with
elementals
animal.
again. More sparks. Oh, you has to speak with animal?
Yeah. Into him.
He says to you, unhand me.
Sure, if you don't run away, we're trying to have a conversation here.
At great duress to myself? How dare you? What kind of civilized creature do you take me for? Uncivilized creature, I should say. And pursuing me as all these felines?
Well, you
How
did
dare you?
hit a fellow feline.
In self-defense? He was pursuing me, I slashed him across the nose. In a very deft way, if I do say so myself.
It was. He completely died.
Well, sometimes I am better with my blade than I believe.
Definitely better with your blade than your words.
He says, I do not regret it. It deserved to die.
It kind of did, yeah. It's back, but it's also being a bit weird in the sense that it went on a bit of a swim rage through the earth. It'll be back, but in any case, do you need any help?
He says, I just must get back to my family. I have many things to deliver. Scavenging, scurrying about, finding all sorts of treasures and valuables. I must bring it back to my people.
Would you like some more valuables? Like, what do they like?
He says, all kinds of trinkets and shiny things. And he looks around. He says, nothing from here. I don't want anything from these mushroom fungus folk. I look for true treasures.
All right. Well, if you need any help, we're always around for the next few minutes. Um,
I give
I'm
He
him,
says,
looking through.
I give him a diamond.
"Oh." He holds it. He looks at it. He sniffs it a bit. He says,
Don't bite it.
he's about to bite it, and when you said that, and he stops,
Yeah, you
and he
don't have
doesn't bite
any
it,
dentists over here for your teeth, so please don't.
and he kind of bangs it a little bit with his sword, and he
He's
says,
lower dense.
he says, "Oh, remarkable. One of the nicest things I've come across." He looks up at you, and he says, "My gratitude."
All right, so
I give him a
sounds like
nod. Now let the poor guy go, Renly, so he can go home to his kids.
alrighty. And I kind of like have the elemental let him go. Would you like a pet elemental or, an elemental to help you out with homework?
No, I will be off. He says, "I have many things to deliver to my family."
All right, enjoy.
I'll cast
He
haste
said,
on him as he leaves.
he pauses and he looks back at you. He says, "I am not without honor." He says, "You did save me from that hairy feline monstrosity. Black and white death pursuing me for miles and miles." He says, "Tearing up all that ground and earth." He says, "I can't even believe what kind of monstrous creatures they must have been.
I know,
But
right?
you did save me, so I am in your debt, and my honor demands that I repay you. If you need anything of me," he says, "just call for me by name.
Which is?
Captain Mouser.
Aye, aye, sir.
Call for me, or tell a rodent if I cannot hear you, and they will come find me.
All right, sounds good.
By my honor, I will respond. Farewell." He drops down,
Farewell.
clutching his diamond, and he rushes off into the dark.
Oh, before he goes, I will give him some good berries.
He looks at one, pops them into his pouch also, and runs off into the dark.
I'll teleport us all back to the entrance so we don't have to go through the tunnel crawl.
Okay. You work yourself up above ground, and now in the daylight, there is a clear path, or at least a way that you see to the foot of the tree.
Before we go to the foot of the tree, I am going to do something stupid as Trenley usually does, and I am going to sort of like wind walk all of us. So we're going to turn into air,
Mm-hmm.
and I am going to use my hands enhanced spark of insight,
Mm-hmm.
and I am going to try to look into the energy flowing through the roots, like the blue, the green energy going through the root system and going up and up and up, and I'm going to try to find that freaking heart.
Oh, why don't you just scry on it?
All right.
I'm sure this will work. I'm sure we're just following the ley lines kind of thing to the heart. It'll be fine.
As you get to the tree, Renly, you get there, you've never been this close to the tree itself. You've only really encountered its roots.
Mhm.
The tree is massive. It's it's larger than a world. And so you're trying to find the heart of the tree.
Yeah, but I don't like if I'm able to see through the awakened eyes, like the lights in which direction that are going and where they're at. Can we see like an optic point where they generally tend to be honing in on, like a bullseye kind of thing? Like there's going to
All right.
be a point in the network.
Yeah. 100 miles up, in the very core of the tree, and the tree is thick. It is a monstrous tree, massive in size, deep, deep, deep in the very center of the tree, 100 miles up from the ground. Um, there is a nexus of all the life energy flowing through it.
Okay. And then I will turn over to Adis and I'll be like, would a teleport work to that area?
You just like point somewhere on the tree.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I can see a point at the tree that she's pointing at, I can teleport us right there.
I share the vision through telepathy.
But I can't do it while we're in this windwalk form.
Oh no, we'll transform back.
Because we have no mouths or anything.
So you're gonna try to teleport into the heart of the tree.
Yes.
No, like she's pointing to like where up the tree it is, right? And since I
I'm
can
pointing
see
at
that,
the heart.
Well, I can't see the heart. So you're
I'm
pointing
pointing.
to.
Yeah, I'm pointing at this particular spot,
Yeah,
and
so I could teleport us to the outside of the tree at that point.
all
I
right,
could try to teleport us to the heart of the tree, but if it fails, it will end badly. Like,
that
as
is
in,
true.
very painful.
That is true. We'll kind of be squashed.
No, it'll just be a lot of psychic damage, but.
Oh, psychic damage is fine. We've been there.
Okay, I'll try and teleport us to the heart of the tree.
All right.
Okay.
Let me go see the thingy, because there you'll probably have to look up the. Oh nope, here it is. All right, here we go. Let's see here. I only have a description. I've never viewed it, so basically I have to roll a 50 or higher on a percentile, or we mishap, which means
All
we
right.
take
Psychic damage.
3d10 force damage actually, and then I have to roll again. So this is for description. So on target.
Okay. So you have a description of the heart of the tree. You pull together a a very strong. You're a very competent arcanist. And Feldern, you're watching. You're watching as Renly and Adis very naturally share a psychic link, pass back. You know, their manipulation of arcana is extremely fluid to you. You marvel a bit at their proficiency. Um, it's actually beyond anything that you've seen, and you're familiar with the mystic arts. And you gather that they're accessing some kind of energy that you're not even familiar with at all,
Mhm.
but it's causing them to be able to do things with magic that they shouldn't be able to do. And as they pull all this energy together, and you recognize a teleportation spell, a highly modified teleportation spell begins to form in Adis's vicinity. The runes and the sigils popping up in the air around him. Normally wizards or sorcerers have to draw them on the ground with chalk and special inks and stuff. He just waves his hand, and they light up in the sky and the air around him. As they formulate, the spell comes together, and all three of you are in the air because Elwyn and Deimos are still gone. They haven't returned yet.
Darn it. Okay. Yeah.
As the spell formulates in the air, teleport. You and Adis, you cast teleport. The tree itself, Renly, with your awakened vision, you see a surge of life force, not from the tree. I mean, the tree just lights up, but you realize in this moment that this whole realm is the tree.
Holy.
Right? The tree is so vast. It's big. It's more than any plane. It stretches through the planes. It's actually the structure that holds the cosmos together.
Oh my god.
So when it wills your spell to do something different, within itself, this whole plane, is itself.
It will do.
Even if even with your awakened manipulation, um,
It won't work. Yeah. No, I totally
yeah,
get that.
the teleport spell goes off, but you don't go to the heart of the tree.
All right.
I won't fight the interference at all.
Yeah. I'll just go hi. Bye.
I know better to fuck with shit like this.
Yeah. If it doesn't want us near, it'll tell us so. So that's totally fine.
You find yourself in a very secluded in a very secluded area. There is dense foliage all around you. You think that through it you see hardened bark. You might be near the tree, but you're not sure. All right, there's a thick canopy of leaves and brush over your head. So you're in an area maybe 30 feet in diameter, and the ceiling is maybe 10 feet tall.
All right.
In the center, hanging from the tree canopy above, you see um, a glow of light, and you realize as you get closer to it that it's an extension. It's like a vine that's dropping down from the canopy of leaves up above you, and the vine at the end of it is a it's not a flower, or maybe it is. Maybe it's a kind of flower, but it's missing its petals. So it's like the core of a flower.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Hmm.
You glance a little closer, and you see that this this flower may have had um, petals on it, or may have not. But instead, there's one single petal branching out from the side of the flower, right? And on the petal, you see this creature.
Oh,
Hello.
that's
Okay.
cool.
She's small, all right. She's maybe the size of a fay,
So
and the
Calabar,
petal itself is not very big. What?
the size of Calabar, or smaller?
No, smaller,
Way smaller.
smaller,
Okay.
like Tinkerbell size.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay, but you see how she's sitting on a flower there? Imagine that flower, but with only one petal,
All right.
right? And she says, "Hi, Renly.
Hi.
Glad you came."
Yeah, we took a bit of a detour, but it worked out well. Like, yeah, we had some questions, and I'm happy to see that you got better, right, from last night's spell work, right?
She smiles. She says, "Oh, yeah, that that was nice.
Okay,
It
like it
helped.
helped, or what? It was like a massage.
Oh, it just felt good." She says, "And I wasn't feeling so well. I was kind of sad before.
How come?
It was a good pick me up. But," she says, "Well, you know, my mom's not doing too well, and she has all these expectations for me. I mean, it's taken so long for me to grow, and now that I'm here," she says, I'm just a disappointment to her. I'm so worried."
Girl, it's okay to fuck up. I'm being honest. And have you met? Point towards someone who we have not talked about, but has been here the whole freaking time, right? 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 Annabella Jane,
Who?
Louisa May, Shirley Joe.
Yeah, she's there.
She's seen all of us fuck ups, and it's been fine. We've gone through it. We've survived. We've kind of like it's worked out.
Annabella looks at her and says, "Hi." And Blossom smiles. And she says, "She's cute."
Yes.
She says, and Blossom says, "Well, I guess I should tell you what's going on, right?"
That would be good, in general.
She says, "Okay, here we go. Uh, my mom only has a daughter once every 100,000 years or so, and it's really hard for her to do it. It takes a lot of her energy, it's a lot of herself. And it was finally my turn." She says, "But something's wrong. And I didn't come out right. And when I bloomed," she looks around. She looks at her flower, her incomplete flower. She says, "This was all I was." She says, "And I thought maybe it would be enough. Maybe I would be enough. She looks down and she holds the she touches the one petal on her flower, and you can tell that she's part of the flower, right? She's sitting on it. You don't know. You don't see her being attached to it, like physically attached to it, but she and the flower are one.
Yeah. It's like she's the spirit of the flower with one petal.
Yeah, yeah. She says. She touches the flower, and you can feel her hand just like rubbing over it. Just um. And 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 she says, and I only had. I only had two petals. She says, and I thought maybe that would be enough. But Renly, I messed up.
What happened to your other petal?
Someone came here, and he was so sweet, and he said such nice things. And I gave him one of my petals, because he was so sweet, and I thought, I thought he, I thought he'd be with me forever. But he left.
Oh, honey.
And she sighs.
That was.
And now all I have is this. And it's so, and Renly, you don't understand. It's such a bad time. My mom, she's not in a good way.
Wait, what do you mean?
Well, her cycle's almost done. I'm her last daughter. This is. She looks up, she says, it's almost the end of her time. Okay, that's where we'll leave off.
Holy fuck!
It
Midas.
just got real. I'm gonna nuke this entire fucking plane now. Gotta
Oh my God.
gotta protect this chick.
So
People
so
gonna
the world
die.
tree, the world tree is what anchors the cosmos together.
Yeah.
It's the branches that hold all the planes in place. Okay? And this is the last daughter of the world tree, and she only has one petal left. So that's where we're leaving off, okay?
And another scumbag took the other.
Yes.
Wasn't
Okay.
me.
We did side eye you, but then we realized with all of the flowery speech and like her falling in love with that dude, it couldn't be you. You don't operate on that level. You're not a scumbag like that.
Okay. All right. So
Yeah,
we'll
I
catch
didn't-
up. We'll pick it up there. Oh, go
I
on.
didn't think it was him or Feldord either, because this apparently is a symptom of a problem that's persisted before we even got here. So if he was the one that did it, why is he with us?
No. There were two petals. She got seduced by one guy who
No,
stole
I
one of the
know.
petals.
That's why I didn't think it was Feldorn, because it happened before we were here. Because I know Felidor wants one, and if he was the one who took it, then he wouldn't be here with us.
Well, he wasn't with us for quite some time yesterday.
I suppose, actually, that is true. That is true. But she would have reacted to him being here, though, if it was him. So I would think.
Yeah, she saw Feldorn.
And
She saw Feldorn.
Feldorn doesn't have that modus operandi. He wouldn't like seduce her and then dump her and then steal stuff. He doesn't do that. So this
No,
is
he
definitely.
That's for sure.
No,
He
it was
wouldn't do that.
Midas that did it. Or no, what was his name? Have you guys watched Seven Deadly Sins?
No, I haven't.
In Seven Deadly Sins, one of the main characters goes to the world tree in that world and seduces the fairy that's there.
Oh,
Oh
really?
my god!
Are you
Yeah,
serious?
trying.
I've never seen that show.
Yeah.
I have
Oh
no
my
idea what that
God.
show is.
And he seduces the fairy at the world tree, or tries to, because he's trying to get the world tree holds the
A fruit?
what's the chalice,
Oh.
the holy grail, basically, that can give eternal life. And he goes there and winds up falling in love with the fairy and seducing her and stuff, and decides not to take it. And then, but it being there is like what gives her life and everything and stuff like that. And so it gets
Ooh.
attacked by a demon, and he loses the fight with the demon. So she takes the water and makes him drink it. and
Oh,
and so he becomes immortal and can't die no matter what happens to him. Like you can,
but it costs her life. Oh, interesting.
Okay.
it's on Netflix. You
Well,
should check it out. It's a really good show.
I should have. It's on my list of things to watch. But yeah, that's interesting because I had no idea. I just came up with this on my own, and that's not exactly how this story is. But um,
Well,
you know,
Oh no, this
the world
dude's a
tree and the
dick.
spirit there.
He totally he totally like seduce, stole, and run.
Oh,
can
okay.
I
Douche.
do like a telepathic bond and just see what he looks like through her vision or through her memory?
Renly,
Um,
I'm gonna
y-
destroy.
you're gonna cast it.
Yeah, I cast it just so that like we have this like thing to go off of for next session.
I'm gonna destroy it.
Roll a so roll burn the spells to for the telepathic bond. I'm gonna need a wisdom check,
Okay.
and this is definitely something you're gonna need to spark if you have any sparks left.
Yeah. Motherfucker. Okay.
Hey Renly.
Yeah?
I will snap my fingers and you can re-roll that.
Oh yay. Okay.
Wait for why?
I don't know.
I can use a wish to let her re-roll it.
Oh yeah, the check, sure. She can't reroll
Yeah,
the spark.
just
Oh, wait, sorry,
not
that
the
was-
spark.
that
It
was
lets you re-roll the check, the
charisma.
ability check.
Let me do. Sorry. Why is it 2? I'll just do the 1. Hold on.
That's still better.
I said wisdom. Oh, why? Oh, you have advantage because you were foresighted.
I was
Yeah, you're
foresighted.
foresighted.
Let me.
It lasts for a day, so you'd still have it, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I guess 18, and it's a. I rolled a d6, so that is 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a doubled.
Okay. So you're looking into her mind, right? And you catch a brief outline, a very small glimpse of the fellow who charmed her.
That motherfucker.
All right. Okay. All right. So that's where we'll end the session.
You know what? You want to know what? This is a turn of fortune. You want to know why it's a turn of fortune? Because I gave that motherfucker something, so it'll be really easy for me to find him.
And also he owes us a favor, so good. Okay.
Oh no, I'm gonna destroy a motherfucking mouse.
Don't
When I'm done
Captain
with him, there will be nothing left of his existence. You see
Captain
this girl?
Favor.
Anybody who would wrong
That was
someone so
good.
cute must be
Should've let the
erased
cat
from
eat 'em.
existence. Should have. Feldorn, I will turn you into a ferocious, man-eating dragon cat.
No thanks.
We
All right.
had him. We had him caught, and we didn't look through his freaking bag.
We didn't have any
Motherfucker.
If you had looked through his bag, you would have found a petal from the world tree there.
We didn't have any reason. We didn't have any reason to, though.
We have to be more chaotic neutral on this. We have to be more like, and now we're just gonna take a look to be safe.
Oh no, I can just cast a gate and bring his ass to us too.
That sounds good.
Actually,
But you know
no,
what?
the world tree
Yeah.
probably wouldn't allow that.
Okay.
But
He
I can
probably isn't
find him,
holding the
though.
petal anymore, so we have to go find him.
Well, no, he has the diamond that I gave him, though.
I know, but even if you bring him back, he might not have the petal on him.
Oh no, I mean to find him.
Yeah. We can do.
There's no way the world tree is gonna let me open a gate here anyway. But I could find him because he has the freaking diamond now.
Thank
And
you
if he
so
has a-
much, Midas.
Yep.
Yeah, that was
Okay.
epic.
Okay. So
Thanks for running. Hey, Midas,
Yo.
before you go, I didn't really hear anything you were saying with the guy and the that I was reading over his shoulder. Like, really
okay.
bad.
So he was his observation. So he's compiling the wisdom of all the generations of Drigblooms. They study the world tree and all its cycles.
Mhm.
Its cycles last many millennia, so most civilizations don't notice the change in cycles of the world tree, right? They rise and fall before the cycle ends, so they don't know the difference. But the generations of Drigblooms have compiled enough understanding that they can tell. So one of the world's tree cycles is that every 100,000 years it spawns a blossom, right? And the process of doing so is such a huge expenditure, such a huge effort, that the world tree sacrifices parts of itself and parts of its energy. So that's why the Jig Bloom people are suffering. The world tree is losing some leaves, and some of its bark is flaking off. It it did all that in the process of blossoming. So that's kind of you figured that that's why the Jig Blooms are having this rot, because the world tree has taken some of the energy it would have given to the Jig Blooms, along with energy from a lot of other places, and contributed it towards its blossom.
And isn't like the cosmos like part of the different planes or cosmoses devolving into primal energy chaos? So it's losing
Yes.
energy. So one petal.
So is it like from what me and Renly figured out, is it an accurate assumption to assume that basically what is going on is the tree is birthing an heir?
That you'll have to find out. But this is her daughter, right? And she has two petals. One which she gave away, or which was, yeah, she gave it away, and she has one left. You're not sure what they're for, or who she, or what her purpose is, or anything like that. But you'll have to find that out.
All right.
Okay.
Yep, yep, yep.
Okay.
Okay. Cool. Catch you guys next week.
Yep,
Yes,
yep,
yeah,
thanks for- thanks
bye.
for running.
Take care.
That
Yeah.
asshole Captain Mouser.
It's just,
I'll
it's just
never
gonna
be over
dry.
it.